welcome back everybody. Today I just want to do a quick update of what's been happening in our homeschool. So normally when I start the year, we start in August. We go till almost the end of June and then take about a 6-week break for summer. And this works really well because the kids get a break, I get a break, but it's not enough to have a summer slide. So this year that did not happen. It was a really hard spring and summer with a lot of really sad things that happened. So I just needed a very long break. My sister got divorced. One of my best friends got divorced. I had 2 miscarriages. Our dog died. My other best friend had a stillborn baby. So it was just a really hard, long spring and summer. So I needed a very long break. Normally when we start in August, I like to do a gradual start to school. So the first week the kids will just do their independent work, and then the next week we'll add history and something else, and then next week science and something else, and so it just gradually builds. So by September they're already in a rhythm and ready to go. This year of course it didn't happen. We didn't start until September, so we had to start with all the subjects at once, otherwise we'd be way behind. So it took a while for my kids to get into a rhythm, probably mid-October, but we're more in a rhythm now. So we're definitely not as far along as I wanted to be at this point. Soccer ended a few weeks ago, which is great. We all love soccer, but it's nice to not be doing soccer multiple times a week. We ended up dropping Worldly Wise, which is a vocabulary program. It was just very tedious and no one liked it. And I didn't really feel like it was very, very good at teaching vocabulary. And a lot of vocabulary my kids already knew because we do a lot of read alouds. I wasn't that impressed. So we dropped that, but next semester I'm going to add something from the Critical Thinking Company. Probably either word roots or vocabulary virtuoso. I haven't decided yet, but they've got so many good things on their website. Check them out. You'll love it. We still haven't started architecture or Latin yet, and Spanish is kind of going slowly. I'm hoping to add Latin and architecture starting January at the latest. We ended up cutting our Taekwondo class down to once a week instead of twice a week. And the only reason was because my daughter started ballet this year, and hers is on Wednesday and Taekwondo's on Wednesday, but they're an hour apart. So it's just sitting in the car for an hour between the classes. The studios are right next to each other, and if we went home, we'd be there for 10 minutes and then have to come back. So with the price of gas, it's not worth it, so we just hang out in the car. Sometimes we do errands, but not too often, so that was kind of getting old. So we just went down to once a week. So for years, my kids have gotten up, and first thing they do is start their boxes. The boxes have their independent things and things that are grade level for them. So things like math, reading, writing, spelling, handwriting, copywork, some logic books usually, and then piano and violin are also included in their box. But end of last year and this year, now they'll just drag it out all day long. So now I do group stuff in the morning, and then they do the boxes in the afternoon. And they go a lot quicker because they want to go play. So that has been a change. I don't like it as much because if it's in the morning and they need help with something, I can spend longer with them doing it and not ruin too much of the day. But this way, I feel like with the group stuff in the morning, I never know how much time to give them for boxes because sometimes they do need a lot of help and sometimes they don't. We're still working out the kinks on that. But that's been the major change this year is the group stuff's in the morning and individual work is in the afternoon. Now this year I've felt really prompted to fortify my children spiritually more than I was doing. We always do a little devotional at night and we do church on Sundays, of course. But this year I wanted to do a morning time, which has been tricky in the past because I don't want to wait till all my kids are up to start something because then that could waste an hour if someone gets up late. So what I do now is I start them working on their independent stuff. If there's just 1 or 2 kids up, when the third homeschooling kid gets up, then we start group stuff and we start a morning time. So we do a little scripture study, prayer, and we were doing hymns, but my kids, it seemed really long for them. So we just do a primary song at night when we do devotionals at night. And then we do our folk song, depending on the day, singing lessons or Prodigy Bells, picture study, and our rock and roll song, because we're studying the history of rock and roll this year. And we really like it. It's really fun. Another recent change I started doing, or stopped doing, I guess in this case, is read alouds for my kids. I will do read alouds for science and history, but as far as literature goes, I probably won't read any more literature out loud to my kids this year. And the reason why is because we already listen to audiobooks in the car as we drive around. So we have 2.5 to 3 hours a week of driving at least to different activities and things. So that's a lot of literature, listening to lots of different stories, and the narrators are very good. I'm not a great narrator. I don't really make voices and stuff, but they do a really great job. So that saves us time during the school day, and they're still getting exposure to great books. Now, normally I do have a book going, but I'm just finding we just need more time in our day to get stuff done. Hopefully later in the year I can reintroduce that if they start working better together, and certain of my children don't throw so many fits, but we'll see. I also still haven't added handicrafts. This is my 5th year of homeschooling, and I've never been able to just do handicrafts. I'm not crafty. I like to paint, and I like my kids to do art, but as far as sitting down and making a craft, that's not me. But I did get a Melissa and Doug loom this year that's yay big. So we haven't done that yet, but I'm hoping to start doing that, and they can have some kind of craft they can learn, because it's been very difficult to get started with those. We do have perler beads. I don't really consider that a handicraft, but we have them, and they've been doing them sometimes. Some things we've been enjoying this year are history, of course. We're doing Story of the World Book 4 this year. We've added the outline pages this year as well. This is the first year that they've had it from Story of the World. It's not in the younger books. So that was a struggle at first. My kids are finally starting to get it and understand how to do it, which is nice. We are doing exploration education for science this year, and I'm really liking it. I don't love the first level my daughter's in. I think it's K through 3rd. I think it's way too easy for her. So I wouldn't use it again for that age group, but I'm using the middle one for my boys. It's 4th through 7th, maybe. So they're in 3rd and 4th grade, and I really like it. It's well done, it's challenging, it's very good. So I think I'll probably use this physics program again in high school, because they have a higher level. It's really good. So we're enjoying that. You make an experiment, or you make a model of something, and then all the experiments for the next few weeks revolve around that. So right now we're still in the battery operated car, and so all the experiments have been using that car, which is super fun because my kids love remote control cars. All right, let me know in the comments how your school year is going, what's going well, what's not going well, and please like and subscribe. I'll see you next time.